Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krista and I'll be doing your Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising love and general reading. This is for the month of April 2019. So this is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising for April 2019. What are messages for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising signs? April 2019. Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. Messages for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. Does Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know for April? Oh dear. All right, Capricorn. So we have a nice, solid 7-card reading, very comprehensive. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck for general energy for you, which is going to play into, of course, the other energies that the cards bring this month. Here a teeny bit. I will be holding them up to the camera. I just want to make sure that you can see these here. All right, so lots of major arcana for you. Capricorn, which means to me lots of happenings, big time happenings, especially with our fancy tower over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7. So the majority is basically the universe, majority of major arcana. Whenever I see this, I really get a feeling that something is, it's like a make it or break it, a do or die, now or never. There's really a sense of, you know, take an opportunity here that's being presented to you, or it will be made for you. Decisions will be made for you type thing. So I think it's a really nice month to have your eyes peeled. Okay, keep your eyes peeled, your ears open, and you know, we see the outcome here with the High Priestess. Intuition is probably going to be your best friend this month, Capricorn. So bottom of the deck energy for you is a really sweet, reminiscing, nostalgic card, looking at the past. Your inner child could play a very big role for you in the month of April. Perhaps you can see that in the water that this lady is looking into, there is a little girl. I'm going to flip it upside down so you can see it. There's a little tiny reflection. And the little girl is right here. She's got her hands folded. So, you know, a great deal of perhaps even yearning or longing for the past here. Definitely looking at the past. You could be reassessing something here. This is a big month for you. There's no other way to put it. And it's not dangerous or bad or anything like that. It's just, there is a lot going on for you, and certainly something regarding your past or nostalgia or your inner child being asked here for a second glance or another look, or you know, pay attention, right, to what was or what could have been. That's some other language around that as well. Under that 6 of Cups, by the way, we do have the Star, so we have some healing energy that is available to you. So something could be daunting for you. We only see the healing energy particularly when there's healing to be done, right? So, but this is a strength. This is a beautiful thing coming up here. You could even be remembering how to be strong, remembering how to heal. And of course we have Aquarius energy here as well. So air energy, fixed energy, 11th house energy, wishes, hopes and fears, groups, group think, that type of thing. So these are just, I always just spit out as many terms as possible so you can use whatever I'm saying here in relation to what I'm seeing and feeling to your advantage. So I know each and every one of you has a very unique situation, even though you are all Capricorns. But whatever is useful out of all the terms that I'm using, please use that to your advantage. And let's get in to the reading here. So the past is represented by a decision. Big time decision making. This is really vacillating between, I'm going to suggest here, because we do have that beautiful star underneath that Six of Cups, so in my view, I feel a lot of 11th house energy here. I do suspect this has something to do with the vacillating between maybe groupthink or popularism versus individualism, or what is your truth, right? You have to put one of these down. In the original artwork, there's swords crossing her. It's almost like an inability or an unwillingness to make a decision. There's also, generally speaking, there's blinders on. She had a little bit of a mask on, so it's the same essence. This is really, not wanting to make a decision, not wanting to look at something closely. But in your present, it's overkill. Something has to come to a complete and utter stop in order for you to move forward. So your present is feeling, perhaps even though you've been lied to, you've been, intellectually or informationally robbed or left out, or another way to interpret that is to say that there's an overload, there's too much chatter, there's too much information, there's too many choices, there's too many sides to the story, there's too many options. But this is definitely overkill, right? Ten of Swords is a wound. And it could be from many people, or it could be that you've done it to yourself. Again, I don't know your personal story right now around that, but it's definitely something that needs to be put to a rest. I want you to understand as well that the card that separates these two, really, between the 10 and the 2 is you said it, the Ace. So Capricorn, your truth, right? The Sword of Truth is, I'm going to suggest, is the most important thing to figure out for you in the month of April. Because your future is this glorious cup of, the Ace of Cups, right? We want the Ace of Swords here, the truth. And you have to be able to face this because, it does have something to do with the past here. And this Ace of Cups in your future is source energy. This is God. This is a great deal of inspiration, by the way. If you, and this is our second cup, right? We have a cup card here. This is our second cup card. I would get out of the head this month, Capricorn. I know that may feel uncomfortable for you, and get into the heart, get into this feeling, get into, inspiration and essence. And as I said, what did I say at the very beginning? Intuition. So you're being asked to get out of activity, get out of your head. And I would say even, there's no pentacles here, but you are an earth sign. I would say, get out of the static, out of the fabric, out of the five senses, and just, play around with your intuition, because it's really going to help you this month. Here you are. This is actually your card. You're right in the center of all things, the devil. Capricorn rules the devil. This is really, as a card, without rulership, without being related to anything here, this is really just suggesting that there is an addiction to something, an addiction to having things a certain way, going along to get along, but something's weighing too heavy on you right now. So it could be something as simple as a codependency. You've been relying on something else, someone else, somewhere else, for so long now that it feels nearly impossible to, extract yourself from that. So there could be something that feels very daunting here for you. Otherwise, I would suggest that because you sit square in the center as the querent, and it is the card ruling you, that you have only yourself to rely on to get out of this at this time. And you know what, Capricorn, as it should be. That's actually, you do not want someone else in charge of big decisions. So this is a good thing. You can really help yourself out of this. If it is a codependency or an addiction, or even something that you let yourself down on, it could be something as simple as procrastination, something that essentially gets in your way, something that creates a hurdle here. Just be aware if it's not something physical that you can touch, or it isn't actually another person, place, or thing, that it's, you know, that you take a look at yourself and your role in the situation. Other information is Tower. So this is pure enlightenment. It looks really scary. I get it. But this is a decision being made for you. This is the universe bringing something to your attention, into your lap, to your mind, heart, whatever it is. Whatever is on shaky ground, I'll put it this way, whatever is currently on shaky ground, like whose truth are you wielding here? Because we want that Ace of Swords. You need this. You need to speak your truth here. I'm going to suggest whatever is on shaky ground is going to topple all by itself, and I need you to be on top of what you think and feel. I need you to, you're being asked to, in other words, to accept, a full heart, to understand that a full heart is at the root of solving this problem, and we need to get out of something that feels like overkill, something that is stressful, and more than likely doing more harm than good for you or someone in your circle. Here we have the Emperor. So this is very much, you are ruling this. This is the father. This is the boss. This is, I think there's a lot of Aries energy here, but I mean, the Capricorn in the zodiac is very much the father. It's the patriarch, right? So, the leader, the boss. But this is your challenge. And I think you're being asked to take a leadership position at this time, to recognize who you are, who you really are at this time, maybe to remember who you really are at this time. But as a challenge, why would you feel challenged unless this isn't you, right? Are you challenged by someone else? Is someone else that you feel is in power or has the answers? It could very well be between you and this other person who has a lot of Aries energy. But someone who feels very, when you interact with them or when you think about them, someone who is very much possesses a great deal of self-control. Someone who is easily, put into leadership roles. And perhaps more importantly, isn't, the Emperor is not swayed by power. They're not corrupt. They're incorruptible, right? So this is someone you may even look up to, or potential power or personal power, or even a way that you used to think and be that you look up to and use at this time, right? And then we're outcoming on this gorgeous High Priestess. Absolutely stunning energy. I just love the artwork. I mean, it's just so deep and powerful and intense. I mean, she just looks right through you. No words necessary. Incredibly potent, incredibly powerful. In the spirit of fairness, I am going to qualify one of these cards, even though I feel very strongly this is a nice, solid reading for you. But I have been qualifying cards for others. So, and this sits under here. I'm going to qualify this, the card representing you. Let's qualify the Devil. Why does the Devil represent Capricorn this month? Give us more information about the Devil. Wow. Okay, so the Alchemist. So this is the Temperance card. Of course, it says patience, which is lovely. Patience is a virtue. I'm going to suggest, Capricorn, that you do what you've never done before this month. Do what you've never done before. and make it inspirational. You will know what it is to do because you've never done it before, and it's inspirational and it is of a higher power. This is not, something is not of the earth here. You really need guidance and help and assistance from something beyond you. Aggressiveness. I would say if someone around you is being aggressive, to say that that's not welcome this month. I would say if someone's being aggressive and they're normally in your corner, or you can rely on them, that perhaps steer away from that this month. And I would also recommend, if you are the person who's normally aggressive in your dealings, mannerisms, behavior, thought processes, what have you, I would say try to temper that this month. That's not going to do you any good because that's outdated. I think the only thing to be aggressive about is switching things up. Do what you've never done. Well, I guess I'm taking 2 because that was this. Here we go. So emerging, something new will become of all this. You know what? It has to. It has to. Something's going by the wayside even if you didn't want it to. And friendships are changing. This looks like a skippity-doo, cheer up, we're all getting along card, but believe it or not, the friendship card out of this deck is friendships are changing. Could even be alliances are changing. Relationships don't necessarily need to end, but they're changing. And you can do yourself a real solid this month by being super intuitive about what that is. Could be all of your friendships. It could be one. Something that you're sentimental about, but something that also has a great deal of truth. The Aquarius can be tricky. Don't get me wrong. As a sign, not a person. Can be tricky, just like the rest of us. But its job, its role is to tell the truth. So this is real truth seeking for you, Capricorn, this month. Big, big, big changes. Look at chaos and conflict. The beautiful thing about that, though, is that you get to get rid of this. This is heavy, heavy energy. And this is a beautiful month to get away from it. You don't need it. It doesn't serve you. It's not doing any good. Chaos and conflict gives us an opportunity to clear away, making a decision, clearing away what isn't useful, what doesn't work, what could even be a shadow, could even be an untruth, right? It could even be a sense of helplessness because, like I said, we have temperance there. And temperance is not only a healer, temperance is the alchemist. Look, I think it's even more powerful than the magician. There, I said it. So true love. So chaos and conflict and true love. This is the romance or relationship or creative outlet or answer, however you want to view that, of a lifetime. This something, at least by the end of the month for you, Capricorn, is going to change everything. For the better. Do yourself a solid and use your intuition. Heighten this. Practice this. Look for guidance from above. From your spirit guide, from God, Gaia, whomever you pray to. Source energy. Help yourself out of a sticky situation. I do see beautiful things ahead, but this is a challenge for you. Do something you've never done, and I think that you'll come out on top here. So Capricorn, that is your reading for April. Let me know how it works out for you. I'm always curious to hear from you. And as always, take excellent care. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.